here are 3 workouts that you need to be doing if you want to run your goal time in the marathon. So if you're anything like me, you often set goals when it comes to your running and performance. And a lot of people have the goal to run a sub-3 marathon, or maybe your goal is just to run a PR, or maybe you're trying to qualify for an event like the Boston Marathon. Recently, I just set the goal to run sub-250 earlier this year in the marathon, and I ended up running a sub-244, but I want to talk about 3 workouts that I did within my training to get me to be able to run sub-250, ultimately faster than that. And I think everyone should be incorporating these 3 workouts or these type of workouts within their training if they're going for a specific goal time. Before we talk about the 3 workouts, when it comes to setting a goal time for the marathon, again, it comes down to math. So we'll just use sub-3 for the example I'm going to give for these workouts. But if you're going for a sub-3 marathon, then you have to run an average of a 6:52 minute per mile marathon. So for training, you need to run a lot faster than 6:52. You need to run slightly faster than 6:52, and you need to run training at 6:52 on tired legs. And that's kind of the basis for the 3 types of workouts, not necessarily specific workouts that you need to be doing, but 3 specific types of workouts you should be doing within your training. And so we're going to use just the 3 hour, sub-3 hour goal time for these examples, but these can be translated to whatever time you're trying to run in the marathon. The first example, or the first workout, is you need to be running faster than goal pace. And so what does that look like? How much faster, right? To run a sub-3 hour marathon, you have to have an average pace of 6:52, which will put you at like a 2:59 point something marathon. So just under that 3 hour mark. So when we say doing workouts where you're running faster, a lot of times this is repeats, 200 meter, 400 meter, 800 meter, 1K repeats. This is, again, what I did in training, but I was doing about almost a minute faster for like the 400 and 800, and then about 50 to 40 seconds faster for the 1K repeats that I was doing. So again, if you're doing a sub-3 hour marathon, if you're going for that goal, you want to be doing about 550 for the 400 and 800s, and then I think around 555 to 6 probably for your 1K repeats. What that's going to look like is maybe like anywhere from 8 to 12 if you're doing the 800, 6 to 10 if you're doing 1Ks. I would say 12 to 16 if you're doing 400 meter repeats. With about 400 meters, you're looking at probably a minute to 90 second rest. 800s, you're looking at 90 to 2 minutes rest, and the 1K around 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes. So a good rest period between these repeats. But again, you're running at a lot faster than goal pace, and this is going to help you to develop that speed and efficiency, but it's also going to help to make marathon pace feel much easier, feel much more manageable. So again, the first workout is running much faster than goal marathon pace in the form of repeats, like 400, 800, 1K repeats. Workout number 2 type is running slightly faster than goal marathon pace, and this would be sort of like tempo style workouts, and I like to do these doing either 1 mile or 5K repeats. So again, 6:52 is what we have to run on average, so I would do these at around anywhere from 6:35 to 6:45 pace, and then you're going to do floats in between these workouts, so you're not going to recover fully, you're going to recover while working, and this is going to train your body to clear lactate. So you might go out and do maybe 6 1-mile repeats at 6:40 pace, and then you're going to give a minute rest between each mile. But that rest again is a working rest. So you're going to be doing like 6:40, and then for a minute you're going to drop down to like maybe 7:30 pace, somewhere in there. And then you'll do the next mile again at 6:40. And so you're going to do like 6 of these, anywhere from 6 to 8. 8 being probably for more advanced runners, 5 or 6 for the less experienced. The other one that I like to do is 3-mile repeats. And so again, those are going to be run at more like 6:45, 6:48 pace if you're trying to go for a sub 3. And these are also going to be with a working rest. So you might go a minute to 2 minutes between the 5K sessions, and you're still going to do these at like a 7:30 to 8-minute mile pace and not fully recovering between each repeat. And so you're going to do maybe like 3 by 3 miles is one that I like to do. You could do 4 by 2 miles with these even. And the third type of workout that you need to be doing if you have a goal for the marathon is incorporating that goal marathon pace within your long run. And so again, this is going to train you to be able to hit that pace on tired legs. And so kind of the way I like to structure these is as we start to build in marathon pace into your long runs, maybe 8 to 10 weeks out from the marathon, I like to start with some progression runs. And so you'll do the majority of that long run easy, and then towards the end of that long run you'll do slowly progress into marathon pace, and you'll maybe only run 1 or 2 miles at the end of that long run at goal marathon pace. And so you'll just slowly progress the last 4 or 5 miles into that marathon pace. And that's kind of how I like to start adding in this marathon pace into long runs. And then you're going to have a little more structured long runs, you know, maybe 6 weeks out from the marathon. And so that may look like 3 miles easy, 3 miles at marathon pace, 2 miles easy, 3 miles at marathon pace, 1 mile easy, 2 miles at marathon pace, and then a couple miles for a cool down. Another one that I like to do is if you have like a 18-20 mile run, you may do 12 miles easy, and then 5 miles at marathon pace or 6 miles at marathon pace on the end of that run. So that's again kind of a hard workout because it's a long run, and then you're doing 6 continuous miles at marathon pace within that long run or at the end of that long run, and then, you know, a couple more miles for a cool down. So those are kind of how I like to structure those long runs and adding in marathon pace. And again, this is going to train you to be able to hit that pace while you're fatigued, right? At the end of a long run or within a long run, at the end of a long week, you know, training for a marathon, you're going to be tired. And so these are the types of workouts you need to be doing if you want to have confidence that you're able to hit that goal pace. To math at the end of the day, right? You want to run sub 3, you got to run a 6:52 average pace, and so you need to be training to make that pace feel easy and manageable. That's done by running a lot faster than goal marathon pace. You need to be able to train your body to clear lactate at that pace. That's done with those tempo sessions, right? Those 1 mile 5K repeats at slightly faster than goal marathon pace, and then being able to hit that pace while you're running on tired legs, while you're a little bit fatigued. That's done by adding in marathon pace into your long runs. And so again, that's 3 things that I added into my training for this sub 250 marathon. It was my first time doing a true marathon build. and really saw a lot of improvement, I think, from incorporating those 3 things. So if you found this video helpful, I would appreciate if you give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming. Thanks for watching.